everyone, thank you for joining me again. Today I am working on an envelope flip out. I have this little envelope that I ran through an embossing folder months and months ago, and it's just been sitting on the floor. And I decided to finally use it to make a flip out for this journal. And again, I am using Artie Maze's Butterflies in Blue digital kit. And what I'm doing now is I want to cover the inside of the envelope. And normally I will cut it to fit the white part of that envelope and use that as the opening. And that sometimes is hard to pull things out of depending on where the flip is at. So I decided to glue that to the whole envelope and cut off the side there and make a new opening. And that was a lot easier that way. And I've seen it in a lot of videos, so I do not take credit for anything I do. you know. But you can still do it either way. It just all depends on what you're working on. Because I have done it a lot where that opening stays as an opening. So what you want to make sure you do is not glue too close to the crease there. You want to give yourself a little bit of room so that you can still fold the flap all the way down. So I was real cautious not to glue the piece of paper all the way to the edge of the flap there, the fold. And just also remember, don't be like me, only glue on that white part. Otherwise, you'll glue your whole envelope shut. So like I said, don't be like me. Just glue on the white part and that one little edge there. Normally, I would have put the glue on the piece of paper, but that would have closed the envelope shut. So here I'm just making sure I have room to fold the flap all the way and the paper wasn't getting in its way. And that's going to help a lot, to just be on the opposite side to insert your goodies. So let's see what I'm going to do here. I was just cutting off any little excess, and then I was getting too nervous because I didn't want to make a new opening on the envelope by cutting the envelope. But it's such a cute design. It's flowers, and I'm going to cut off part of the flap there because I don't need that whole triangle. Sometimes when you glue it down, you can make a little pocket by just gluing the bottom of the triangle, but I didn't want to do that this time. So I'm going to cut off, here you see where I made the opening, and then I remember to cut off part of the flap later. I already forgot what order I did things. My gosh, I have to watch the video with you guys. Let me see what I did. Okay, maybe here's where I remember to cut the flap down. Now, you don't want to cut it too short because the weight of the envelope, you want to have enough of the flap that you can glue down to the page to really hold it secure. So that's about 1 inch that I left. I would be nervous if I had cut it down to like 1/4 inch. That the way, because I'm going to put some tags in there and maybe a journaling card. So I wanted to make sure it was secure. So here I'm going over the raised area with 2 shades of blue. And that kind of gives it like a highlight and low light. And so it's not so flat looking. And I'm trying to remember to do that from now on. Use more than one color, and it gives, more dimension. It makes things look nice. So I'm going to glue down this flap, and then I'm going to attach some other pages over it, and it kind of hides the flap. So I had to remember to glue this part down first. And then I realized that because it's a flap and it's going to be opening and closing, that I probably need to secure it with some washi tape. So I realized that after I've trimmed down this little piece of cardstock. I ran that through the same embossing folder. I'm kind of using that as the background. I didn't want to cover up the whole background because it's a beautiful kit. So I just wanted to add some more, detail collaging. I'm just kind of doing, test runs, where to put things. I believe that card there is from the digital kit. And you can see the page on the left there. I did that yesterday, so if you want to check that out, there is a video. I used a lot of her. The 2 tags there came with the kit. It's just so pretty. So I'm thinking I like that position there. Well, no, changed my mind. Gotta grunge it up some more. I could have done the whole side and tore it. It wouldn't have shown. I was like, And this is where I realized I probably should reinforce that flap there. The reason why I chose that words there, the script, is because I wanted something flat, not flat really, more plain, I guess, for the background. I'm going to add a pocket to that flip, and I want the pocket and the tags that I put in it be, the focal. So I wanted something plain for the background, so that's why I chose that paper for the background. And that's just a little my thought process. So whenever I used washi tape, I always glue it down either with the glue stick or with regular glue, wet glue, I guess, just to make sure that it'll hold over time. It sure does come in handy when you need to reinforce things. You could also use a piece of fabric or another decorative piece of scrap paper, but I liked using the washi. So I'm using quite a bit of the fabric tack because I want to get in the grooves just to make sure it sticks down well. There we go. And I do mess up. I thought I had done so good making this whole thing without a glitch, and I don't realize it until I watch the video where my boo-boo is. So what I do first is I make the tuck spot there on the left without realizing that that's where the signature is. That part's going to be sewn in. So I'm not going to be able to pull anything out from the left-hand side. So I don't realize that until after I've already glued it and filmed it. So I go back and I am able to lift up that one side, the top side that I glued down, and glue the left-hand side down. This way it's going to be a top loading tuck spot. So don't be like me. Think things through. Think it through. And you can either glue the whole thing down and not make it a tuck spot. I just like adding little tucks here and there. And this is some wallpaper I found at the antique store. And I thought it would match with that little red butterfly there and kind of tie the 2 things together. And it's also really thick and nice to use as a pocket, so I like that. But you can see now why I wanted the pocket and the tags to be the focus and how the background page just kind of blends into the background or fades into the background. There you go. And the 2 tags are on the left are what I'm going to use. and those are from the kit. And I already inked them up and I sewed around them just to add a little decoration. I didn't want to add an eyelet or any yarn or anything from the top because I needed it to be, you know, flat, because this is going to be a flip out and I didn't want to bulk it up. And this little doodad here, that's also from the kit. It's a nice little collage piece, so I thought I'd add that with a little lace. There's a dump truck driving by. You probably heard that. So like I said, I would normally do buttons and lots of lace and stuff, but like I said, I didn't want to build up any bulk. So I wanted things kind of flat there. And these two tags fit in there nicely, nice and flat. And I cut off where I made the tag to go on the side, and I just went ahead and add these photos here to show that I did make it a top loading instead. So I hope you like this. I hope you have fun, and I will see you later.